want to know in 2025, who is buying luxury brands? Okay, China is out here dropping the tea. They is elbow dropping the tea on y'all about these luxury brands that are being processed in their factories. So we're going to tell y'all some truths. First of all, I have family and friends who are in the music industry in America and in South Korea. Let me tell you, y'all do know when these stars wear these luxury brands, honey, that they get free items from these luxury brands that is pretty much like PR and advertising for them. So when you see your favorite stars wearing Louis V or Gucci or Calvin Klein or whatever, and if they're a brand ambassador, as a brand ambassador, they get a bunch of free shit, okay? They just get a bunch of free stuff, okay? That's number one. Number two, even stars who aren't brand ambassadors, of course, Gucci and Louis V and all these brand names, they want you to wear their stuff because it's free marketing and free advertising. So during award seasons, these people lend stars their dresses and tuxedos and jewelry and watches. So when you see your favorite star out here sporting a $10,000, $20,000 Gucci watch or something, y'all do understand that they may or may not own that. Or it may have been given to them for free. It may be a marketing PR thing. They may have signed a deal to walk around wearing this stuff. A lot of name brands, luxury brands, give away free shit to famous people. When you famous, you get a lot of free shit. You get swag bags at industry events. You go to industry parties and they dropping all kinds of little trinkets and they always have some kind of swag bag at this event. As a former business owner, I was part of an Oscar swag bag when I had my luxury business. So that's one thing. Number two, y'all do understand there's a thing called private labeling, okay? For those the uninitiated, whenever you buy your face products, your skincare products like this or whatever, I'm just picking this up because this is in my bathroom. I tell everybody, you have a skincare, hair care, whatever, makeup, look on the back. Look on the back to see where it's made at. Look on the back. That's number one. Where is it made at? Does it say made in USA? Does it say made in Canada, made in China, whatever? So that's one indicator. Indicator number two is when you look on the back, try to see where it's manufactured at or whether it's distributed at. This one says, I'm not going to call out the brand. This is a brand name, okay? I paid $10 for this. It says distributed by Acne Free LLC, made in the USA. So usually distributed by is kind of like another way of saying private label. If y'all don't know what private label is, let me tell you. I used to have my own hair care business, my own hair care line. There are companies out there, a lot of them in China, where they give you a list of products online, and whether it be hair care, skin care, nail care, cosmetics, a whole list of products, y'all, where you can pick from different colors, shades. You can look up the ingredients list, whether you want them to be eco-friendly, whether you want them to be environmentally friendly, whether you want them to be like, dermatologist friendly. They have a bunch of products, and all you do is add your label and your brand to it. A lot of these companies will make the label and branding for you, and you pay a fee, and either you have a choice to where they can drop ship for you, or they'll just send you the box of the products and you ship it out to your customers. So let me repeat that for the people in the back. Yes, there's a thing called private labeling. Okay, hair care, skin care, makeup products, unless the company has its own factory, then that's a different story. There are companies that actually manufacture and make their own products in their own factories. But you can Google it and find this out. But 9 times out of 10, these luxury brands do not have their own factories. It's expensive to keep employees and to manufacture products on your own. So what they do is called private labeling. They go to these companies in China, India, Thailand, or whatever, and they go online and pick out whatever they want, and then they just slap the label on it, and then therefore it's yours. And then the same thing that you have may be the same thing another luxury brand has. Same ingredients, different label. Let me say it. Same ingredients, different label. So you may buy that L'Oreal or Revlon or whatever and be paying like $80, $90 for some foundation. But then somebody else may be selling the same thing, a different brand. They may be a small end seller and they're selling it for 20. But if you look at the bottling, if you look at who is actually making this, it's private label companies. So there are tons of those in China. And the one that I used, yes, was a Chinese company that did my skincare, my shampoos and my conditioners, and they slapped my label and my branding on it. And they sent me boxes of it and I shipped it to my customers. That happens in the cosmetic business all the time. So y'all paying $80, $90, $200 for a thing of foundation. These companies are not even making the foundation. It's just you're paying for the labeling and the branding and the name. I thought everybody understood this, but apparently people don't. People are shook. When it comes to clothing, I used to have my own clothing line. There's clothing that there's companies out there that actually make clothing. You can go online and choose. Let's just say you're making hoodies. You can go online and choose the feel, whether you want cotton, you want polyester, whether you want hand sewn, whether you want acrylic, whatever. And all they do is you send in your design and they put your design on that particular hoodie and then they ship it out to your customers. So it's kind of like a private labeling, drop shipping kind of situation as well. So a lot of these brands, these t-shirts, all they doing is putting their design on them. But the actual t-shirt, the hoodie, the pants, whatever, the cotton, you can choose the cotton, you can choose the material, you can choose whether it's a cheaper material or more expensive material. All they're doing is sending in their designs and putting their labels on it and then shipping it out to customers. There are a bunch of Chinese companies that do that. They also have Chinese suppliers that make things in a factory, like you've seen on these TikTok videos. That is real. Some people are trying to say it's fake. I'm telling you, as somebody that had 3 businesses who use private label for my cosmetics and my hair care and private label for the clothing, these companies I can give you names of the companies. You can go online and look it up. There's all kinds of Printify. That's one of them. All these companies, t-shirt companies, hoodie companies, where they're charging $100 for a hoodie. And it cost the company like $25 to make, but they're going to charge you $150 for a hoodie. It's still a cotton hoodie, y'all. You are paying for the label and the brand. It is a game, and I thought that everybody understood how the game is playing. So if you're going on DHgate and people are like, oh, this is a knockoff. No, it's not really a knockoff. It's made by the same supplier, the same distributor, the same manufacturer in a small warehouse or a large warehouse somewhere in China. So China's up here gagging y'all all, honey. And I'm sitting there laughing because people on the internet like, I'm like, okay, like I don't buy name brand labels and neither should you. You should not spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on a belt when that same belt is not made out of any different leather than the same motherfucking belt I got on Amazon. It's the same shit. It's still leather. Unless they giving you some specs of how the leather was treated, was it hand pressed? Like there's different things that go into reason why things are expensive. But luxury goods, they're not making anything different than anybody else. Unless it's handmade or hand sewed, or they out there actually killing the cow and drying it out on the rocks. They drying the cow hide on the rocks. They beating it with a mallet. They scraping off the fur. Like, unless they're doing something like that, like it's handmade from beginning to end, that would kind of justify maybe a $2,000 or $3,000 belt. But somebody using a strip of leather and sewing it with a sewing machine in China, and then you put a Louis V label on it, cha-ching, it's all suddenly a $5,000 belt. No, honey, don't fall for that.